Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, making some really good trades. And right now let's just get into Bitcoin. We can see that it is getting a little bit of a dip towards the downside, and we're actually going to be covering a bunch of news today regarding nat gas, oil, and the traditional markets as well. So stay tuned for the whole video. Actually, first time I'm asking people to watch the whole video, but most of you guys actually watch the whole video in general. But anyways, let's keep going here, and we can see that Bitcoin got a bit of a dip near the end of the day, grabbed some liquidity right around 27,200, and popped right back up towards the upside. Now it's trying to hold as support. We can see on the daily time frame on Market Cipher, you are getting some bearish numbers right now on the dual band strength index with a 16 and a -5. Again, I've reiterated this many times. You're starting to have an increase in that red money flow, so it's very possible that you're going to get a pullback down to potentially 25,000. Again, that would be my first target for Bitcoin, but we would have to break 26,500 first. Again, that's going to be your first area of support. After that, you got the major level at 25k. And again, I've talked about this many times, but it doesn't hurt to talk about it again, because you never know who's watching the YouTube video. Maybe it's someone that's completely new to the channel and is just looking for some analysis. And yep, you're gonna have some support right there, basically at 25k, 25,500. Let's take a look at the daily time frame on Wave Edge, and we can see we've been getting a good amount of selling. Not any new indicators right now on the shorter time frames, like 4 hour. I think we got a green cross on the 4 hour here on some of these charts. Yeah, we got one right here, but it really didn't amount to anything so yet. I would really pay attention to the MACD as it has crossed on the daily, and right now the 4 hour is showing some potential signs of maybe some lower prices coming here. Maybe we're going to get some momentum tomorrow, but really what you want to take a look at is the daily. The daily has crossed a couple days ago. We haven't had any push towards the downside yet, but it could be coming, so just be careful, guys. You got the Bollinger Band squeezing in here, so it's very possible that we could get a potential leg down to right around 25k, which is where I'm looking right now. Now, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't pop towards the upside. We've had a very nice day today in the S&P. We actually, we're chopping sideways, and near the end of the day, the S&P kind of sort of took off, and we saw some very nice price action right around near the end of the day. Oil actually gapped up. I think we talked about it last night. After Saudi cut over 1 million barrels per day. It wasn't just Saudi, sorry, it was OPEC as a whole cut over 1 million barrels per day, which caused the price to shoot up 5% today. But unfortunately, we didn't see that same price action on nat gas, but we actually got a very nice recovery on nat gas. Ended up filling that gap and started trending towards the upside. It's actually above the 20 EMA right now on the 4 hour time frame. We managed to close a candle but above it, but we're gonna have to see if it can hold above that level, because that's gonna be the make or break for nat gas. It's been getting consistently rejected from that 20 EMA. If it can get it above there and get a nice impulsive move towards the upside, then I would be very interested in potentially adding to the longs. But for the time being, we're going to sit on the positions we have, and we're going to let those work for us. Let's keep going on Bitcoin here. I wasn't done looking at the money flow on the shorter time frame, so I already showed you guys the 1 hour here. Sorry, not the 1 hour, the daily time frame, and I've showed you the bearish case right now. And we could take a look at the shorter time frames as well. So right now you can see we've been seeing that green money flow slowly diminish as we chop sideways towards this consolidation period that we've got. Is it distribution? Is it accumulation? In my opinion, this would be your distribution phase. As you guys can probably tell, we are starting to see a significant amount of selling at these levels. You already have a lot of people talking about 35k. Even myself, I've talked about 35k, and yes, it's still possible, but the longer we stay up here, the more data that I get from day by day, the more unlikely the scenario is that we're going to break out the 35k. We have a very strong uptrend on the weekly time frame, don't get me wrong, but it does not mean that we can't get a pullback towards the downside before we see more upside, right? So just pay attention to my trade signals inside the Discord if you are inside the Discord. If you're not, you guys can actually follow me on BitGet Trading for copy trading. I'll probably make a video sometime later this week on showing you guys how you guys can follow me there. But I just restarted recently, and so far it's been going it's been going okay. We're doing some low leverage swing trades, and right now we are in the money on the current trade that I am. I'm up about 5%, nothing too crazy there, but the overall, just pay attention to those trade alerts and those trade setups that I post, guys. Let's take a look. Yeah, so the 4 hour, you got a little bit of red money flow, reduced, you know, a big amount of green money flow going away here, so it's very possible that we might see more downside. But right now, that red money flow is not, you know, it's not too crazy. It's actually pretty close to that zero line, so it's very possible that we could cross back up and, you know, get some more upside if we have another awesome day in the markets. But overall, you know, the markets have been rallying towards the upside, and Bitcoin hasn't been doing much. And I think maybe Bitcoin rallied before the markets, and now the market's starting to catch up to Bitcoin. And then if the markets start to top out right around 4,150, 4,200, then I would be, you know, I'd be getting a little bit nervous if Bitcoin doesn't break out the 35K, so we might not see it, right? So let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame here. Again, covering some shorter time frames. And right now, you actually have a good amount of green money flow. You do have a bullish divergence on the momentum waves here. You made a low here and a higher low on the momentum, and now you made a low and a lower low on the Bitcoin price. But however, this is the 1 hour time frame, so if you want to get a better indication of where the price could be going, you want to take a look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that daily time frame right now, probably the 12 hour as well. And then, you know, you can take a look at a few other time frames, maybe the 2 day, 3 day, stuff like that. You know, you got a red dot on the 3 day right now. 4 day, you got a red dot as well. The 2 day, you have a red dot as well. And the weekly time frame, you're still looking bullish, but, you know, a little bit less bullish. You actually have bearish dual band strength index numbers, but I really like how that money flow has recovered nicely on Bitcoin right now, so it's quite nice to see that. All right, I think we covered the monthly as well. The monthly looks really bullish, so just take that into account. We could get a very big dip towards the downside, but bounce back up just as fast. Let's take a look at the markets now. I'll just cover the SPY real quickly because the SPY had an awesome day today. Actually, it was down on the day at one point, but it recovered nicely, and, you know, it had a big old pump once again, another 1.56%, or sorry, not dollar and 56, and actually was up a 0.38%. But overall, still a nice update in the markets. The rally continues, and again, you're gonna get some resistance right around that 41 or 415 area on the SPY and 4150 on the S&P. And then you're going to get some major resistance right around 4,200 all the way up to 4,300. And honestly, if we get to 4,300, that's going to be our big short on the year. And it might even be a big double top. And then, you know, we might ride that short all the way down to 3,400, 3,200. I'll keep you guys up to date inside the Discord. But for the time being, just waiting, sitting on my hands, waiting for the markets to show some signs of weakness. No signs of weakness yet. It's just very strong rallies day after day. Look at the Dow Jones. Almost, I mean, let's count how many green candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to make the 5th candle today. If you discount this candle, which was basically a pause day, you've been rallying since essentially, what is this, March 23rd, 2023. So you've been rallying for quite a bit of time now. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, I have my target set at 13,500. Russell 2000, I have my target set at this 200-day moving average. But if we do get over that, you still have a ton of resistance on the Russell. And again, the Russell is going to be the one that goes down the most, in my opinion. And you guys could probably already tell, the Russell has actually dropped down a significant amount due to this banking crisis. And I don't think the banking crisis is over. I think they've opened up a can of worms. It's only a matter of time before another bank goes bust. So just sit on your hands and wait for the markets to, you know, eventually roll over. All right, let's take a look at the DXY. The DXY actually had a down day today, and then the markets, you know, the lower the DXY goes, the more the markets want to go up because they do want a weaker dollar. But right now, the markets are unsure of what the Fed's doing with those rates. But you can see that the bond yields are starting to pull back even more. The 10-year, 5-year, and the 2-year is actually below 4% now. So right now, I think the federal funds rate is at 5%. And the 2 years basically in line with that that prime rate, or the federal fund rate. So if the 2 years are already pulling back significantly, could the bond market be pricing in rate cuts, right? If they're pricing in rate cuts, something really bad must be coming or is already happening in the economy. So this would not be a bullish scenario for the markets at all. This is not a bullish rate cut. This would be a very bearish rate cut. And historically speaking, when the Fed has cut rates, you've seen markets take a very big leg towards the downside. So I wouldn't be surprised that we're rallying right now, but by the end of the month, we're even lower than where we opened at. All right, let's take a look at oil here. Again, oil gapped up very nicely, and I told you guys, don't be surprised if oil pushes up to $82. We haven't done that yet. Today we just basically chopped sideways after this massive rally. At the open we didn't do much on the SCO. I think I could take a look quickly at the SCO, which is the Pro Shares, not the SCO. Is it the UCO? It's not the UCO. SCO. It's the. Let me just zoom down here because I already have it in the ATFs. USO, the USO, which is the United States Oil Fund, gapped up at the open, but intraday didn't do too much. It was just floating right around the $70 area right here for USO, and it's actually right at the 200-day moving average, which is kind of funny. But overall, I think if oil runs up, it's gonna get into some major resistance right around $82, and I'm still gonna hold on to my short position on oil. I'm pretty confident watching it. I think you're gonna get a very big pullback in oil due to recession talks, and the economy is gonna slip into a recession if we're not already in one. But yeah, that's gonna be a trade to follow up with. Let's take a look at nat gas. Nat gas, I think I already talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the video, but overall, it's looking pretty promising right now. And I'll actually show you guys what I'm talking about. I think I talked about it in yesterday's video, but I'll talk about it again, no problem. On a weekly time frame, it's still looking quite bearish for nat gas, but what I want to take a look at is not nat gas on Pepperstone. I want to take a look at nat gas on the NYMEX futures, right? You want to take a look at the future contracts on nat gas, which by the way have not made a lower low. You've made lower lows on other charts, right? You've made lower lows on the Pepperstone chart, on the currency.com chart. Almost every single chart you've made lower lows. So we'll take a look at pepperstone.com, and you can see that the price of nat gas has made a lower low. You can take a look at nat gas on Oenda, and it's made a significantly lower low. I'll just zoom up here in my long list of ticker symbols, and you'll see that nat gas has actually made a lower low as well here. But when you go to the nat gas chart on the NYMEX, it has not made a lower low. Sorry, this is not nat gas on the NYMEX. This is nat gas on Pepperstone. Nat gas on the NYMEX, which is right here, has not made a lower low, because I'm pretty confident it didn't. There we go. It did not make a lower low, and it's holding those levels pretty nicely. Daily time frame, you've already crossed on the MACD into the green, so that's nice to see. You haven't done that yet on other charts. I think the Pepperstone chart, you haven't done that yet, but you're getting pretty close to that on the daily time frame. And then on the weekly, you had a very bullish signal. You had that green cross with that significant amount of buying right around the lows once again, which is always nice to see. MACD is almost crossing into the green, so probably a couple more weeks you're going to be crossing, but the move up can happen before then, or we might just chop sideways until then, who knows. Weekly time frame, you're not forming a bullish divergence because we didn't make a lower low, but you see the RSI is actually hasn't not made that much of a a low when the price was actually at its all-time low, or not all-time low, it's at its local low right here. So that's nice to see as well. And then you got an oversold condition on the green dot for the weekly time frame. I don't think we got anything on the daily for Wave Edge X, so we'll just sit on our hands, wait for the price action to develop a little bit more. Again, there was a big gap down for nat gas yesterday night. It was actually down like 7% on the NYMEX, but it recovered nicely throughout the day. All right, I think that's enough for now. I think we could just cover maybe like the daily time frame on market cipher. It's still not showing any signs on the dual band strength index. You still got a lot of red money flow, but I'm still confident in this trade on nat gas. A lot of people are still very bearish. They're saying nat gas is never going to go back up, but mark my words, probably 2 years from now, nat gas is going to be making new all-time highs. And right now, you can see the all-time high for nat gas was like $15. I swear to God, nat gas is going to go significantly higher in the coming years. inflation is going to be going through the roof. And again, this is not financial advice, but I'm very confident about this call. But we'll see. We'll see. Just wait and see. I know a lot of people there are so many bearish cases that it's going to be useless and it's going to be, no one's going to use it. But trust me, the oil and that gas aren't going anywhere anytime soon. All right. I think that's enough for today. Thanks for listening, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to join the link in the description or in the Discord. All free members, you guys get access to free trades every now and then. And again, I always post my trades for gold members in real time. You guys get access to my crypto trades, stock trades, option trades. Links in the description. Thanks for subscribing, guys. We're at 18,600 subscribers. Once we get to 25K, we're going to do that $2,500 giveaway. Love you all. Peace.